everybody, this is Mystic Monk Shashwat. I welcome you all to the second part of this color grading video. In our previous video, we took up this image and we brought it up on the camera raw processing panel, and we did a starting color grade. And after that, I have brought this over to Photoshop and I have done a little bit of skin smoothing, and that is all that I have done. And also, yes, I have applied a bit of eyeshadow on her eyes, and that is all that we have done. I haven't even cleaned the skin. You can see the spots, and so just I have smoothened the skin. And now let us see what all tools we have at our disposal which can help us achieve a color grade of our choice. Like everything else, I have a set of actions that I have made, but we won't be running the action. I'll be taking you through each and every tool manually. Alright, now before we proceed, I just want you to see that I actually have already made a color grade here, and you can see this group, and if I expand the group, you can see that there are various adjustment layers. Now these are the adjustment layers that we have to make, or these are the tools which would help us achieve a proper color grade, and I'll take you one by one showing you each tools and as to how using these tools we can achieve what we want. So let me just close this, and let us first start with curves adjustment, and let us see how by using curves we can achieve a color grade. So from this icon we can go and select curves, and this is the basic dialog box that we get when we open the curves dialog. From here we can go into each individual channels. So we can go up to red, we can select green, we can select blue, and do whatever changes we want to do. So let us just start with red. Now if we increase red, so we can see that red is being deposited all over uniformly. Now if we want only to deposit reds in the highlights, so we will just play with the highlights, and you can see that it is not affecting the shadow area as much. If we have to put reds in the shadow, obviously we will use the shadow area of the curve, and you can see that how red is only affecting the shadows. Alright, so let us just reset this by clicking default. Alright, now the opposite of red, alright, when we did the primary colors and the secondary colors, so the opposite, when we decrease red pigmentation or the channel red from an image, we would get cyan. So if I were to decrease my reds, so you can see my image is turning cyan. So as I said previously, that my aim for this image is to take away reds or add cyan onto the shadows. So I'll do that. I'll add a little bit of cyan onto the shadows, and maybe I will take this slider upwards and open up the shadows a little bit, not much but just a little bit. I'll open up the shadows, I'll open up the blacks by moving the slider up, or rather the curves bar up. And again the same thing, if we increase the blues, the highlighted area, we would get bluish tint or bluish tone, and if we were to decrease it, we would get yellow. Alright, so since we need a bit of yellow on our highlighted areas, so I decrease the blue to get yellow. And to enhance the effect of cyan, I will just very slightly increase the amount of blue in my shadow. Alright, so if I turn this off and on, you can see that my image has a grade. Alright, now the second adjustment layer or tool that we have at our disposal to achieve a color grade is the selective color. So again, we'll go on to our adjustment panel and we'll select selective colors. Now this is a very interesting panel here because we get to select each individual color and add different tones to it. So suppose we have selected red. So we have reds on the lips, on the skin. So if we were to take out red from our image, so what we need to do here is basically we need to add cyan, remove a bit of magenta, so you can see it is turning yellow, and if we add magenta it will turn pink. So let's say remove a little bit of magenta, and again here if we come to yellow, if we add yellow our image will turn yellowish. If I remove, it will remove the yellows from the image. Now if we were to do this or take it overboard, you can see how bad our images how bad our images are starting to look. So we are not going to do this. So we need to have a balance here. Alright, obviously it should be visually pleasing as you do this. Now if we increase our blacks, so it will give us a contrasty look, and if we decrease our black, it will always take away the blacks and give us a less contrasty look. Alright, so you get an idea, right? So we have all the different colors here. We have yellows. We can do the same with yellows. We can add cyan to the yellows. You can see how the yellow is changing its color. If I remove cyan, it is turning orangish. If I add magenta to my yellow, it will turn reddish. If I remove it, it will turn greenish. And obviously if I add yellow to yellow, obviously yellow will increase, and again it is becoming desaturated. So that is how this panel works. There's no green here, so I cannot show you anything. Suppose we come to neutral. Alright, first let me just reset everything. Now let us come to neutrals and see if we add cyan. So we are adding cyan everywhere. Alright, you can see removing, adding. The same thing, removing magenta, adding magenta, removing yellow, adding yellow, making the image contrasty, making it less contrasty. So you have an idea as to how or what particular color range you want. Now you can see here it is only affecting the model's skirt. I'm turning the model's skirt either a tint of magenta or a tint of cyan. Alright, and I can do the same with this, and I can play with this as well. Alright, so this was our selective color tool. Now let's turn this off as well. Now this is a very good tool to be used on skin. Alright, because as I said, if I let us turn this on and default, and let us take it to reds, and we'll play with just the reds and the yellows because those are the colors which are found in our skin. So let's suppose I want a very pale skin on my model. Alright, so what I have to do is I'll increase the cyan, I'll take out the magenta, and I'll take out the yellows, and I'll increase the blacks a little bit maybe to add contrast. So here you can see I have a really pale skin. I'll just turn the layer off and off and off, on and off. You can see I took away the colors and made the skin pale. Alright, now moving on. The next adjustment tool that we can use is the gradient map tool. So individually, all these adjustment tools can achieve a grade of your choice. Alright, that is what we are trying to do here. We are looking at these tools individually, one by one, and we are trying to achieve a kind of a grade that we had started off with cyan shadows and highlighted yellows. Alright, so we'll do the same here. So now gradient map tool has many presets. Yeah, if we just expand this, or what you can do is just scroll down and you can see there are so many groups here. Alright, so you can find so many other presets, like we have oranges, you have grays, or you can just get your own preset, like make your own preset. But we are looking for cyan shadow and golden yellow highlighted highlights. So let's just search for such a gradient if it is there, otherwise we have to make it ourselves. Alright, so let us suppose we select the sepia blue. Alright, so you can see here, I'll select okay, so you can see that my shadows have turned bluish tint and my highlights have turned golden yellow, or yellow, sepia rather. So if I move my blending mode from normal to color and I decrease the opacity of my layer, I can see what it did to my image. Alright, see how subtle it is, and we have that yellowish golden highlights and a blue cyan shadows. Alright, now if you needed to add contrast to it, you can always open up a curves layer and say we'll increase, or maybe we'll add linear contrast to it, and we have a contrast layer to it. We have a contrast layer to it. So let us just turn this off, and let us move on and see what other tools we have at our disposal. So the next tool that we have at our disposal is the color lookup tool, or the LUT. So here we have we can find many built-in LUTs, alright, or lookup tables. So as you can see, we have 2-strip look, a 3-strip look, a bleach bypass look, a candlelight cube look, a crisp warm look, and so on and so forth. Alright, so you can choose any of the following looks to achieve a color grade. Perfect. So basically you can always make your own LUTs, but we won't be getting on for that to that rather in this tutorial. So you have many options to have a or to achieve a grade here. Alright, so you can select any particular look that you want, and let us say we'll go with fall colors. Alright, and we can turn our blending mode to color, so you can see the difference, and obviously we can play with the opacity. If you want a contrasted look, we can always change this to soft light, and you can see how contrasty it gets. Alright, so we'll move on to our next tool, and our next tool would be the color balance tool. Now the color balance tool is kind of an overall balancing, or the overall color balancing kind of a tool, that the name says it all, I guess. Color balance. So I normally use this to get my finished product. Alright, why? Because we can select shadows, midtones and highlights separately in this tool. Let us just start with shadows, and we know we want cyan shadows, so I'll move my slider towards the cyan. Alright, I won't change anything else here. I would go on to midtones, and for the midtones maybe I'll just boost a little bit of yellow and I'll boost a little bit of reds. Alright, and I'll take away a little bit of green and put it towards a little bit of magenta. And for the highlights, the only thing I'm going to move is my yellow tones. Alright, and low I have a color grading. As simple as that. Alright, I'll just turn it off and on, off and on. Now if we were to combine all these various tools, now I know this doesn't look good because we haven't tweaked them yet, we just considered them individually, one by one. Now suppose we were to use each and every tools and combine them to specific to get a specific result or a specific color tone for each specific parts of our images. How would that turn out? So that would turn out something like this. So this I had already done. As I said, I made some changes, and you can see I have brushed my skin over here. You can see if I put, so this is just the skin area that I have brushed to show the effect of, and this is the color grade I achieved using all the same tools. You can see I have used curves, I have used selective color, this is another selective color, I have just named it skin. I have used gradient map, I have used color lookup, I have used color balance tool. So in our next video, alright, I'll show you how to use them in combination with each other. Alright, and we would also consider using the levels adjustment tools to grade our image. I hope you could follow me through with this video, and if there are any questions in your mind, you can always feel free and DM me, and I'll always respond to you guys. Alright, so I'll see you all in the third video. So this is Mystic Monk Shashwat saying goodbye, and please continue to take good care of your family and of yourselves, and please be safe. Mystic Monk signing off.